Today on Business Success in 6 with Stacie, I have Lane and Mindy here from Siren, Shrub in Stevens Point, Wisconsin. Thank you for jumping on with me.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, happy to be here.
I'm happy that you both are here. I'm sad that you're not together, but at the same time, I love the 3 screens here. We don't get to normally do this, so thank you for doing this for me. So if you don't mind, I would love to talk about Siren Shrub today. Have you educate our viewers, our followers, our clients and community on what you do in business and how you can benefit us. Is that okay?
We'd love to.
All right, here we go. When people ask you what Siren Shrub does, how do you describe your business?
We start with what a shrub is, because most people think it's a tree or a plant, but this is the drinking variety. So a shrub is a historic beverage from the 1800s. It's 3 ingredients. It's organic apple cider vinegar, organic cane sugar or maple syrup, and then a fruit root or herb. So the easiest way to think about it is like a tangy, simple syrup that you use a splash at a time in whatever you like to drink. So in a cocktail, in a non-alcoholic cocktail, people mix it with just sparkling water, and then they cook with them as well.
That is perfect. And thank you for clarifying what a shrub is, because I, for one, did not know. So thank you so much for educating us on that. So what were your plans when you started Siren Shrub and how have they changed?
Yeah, so we started Siren Shrub really as a side hustle. We were making different products for the farmers market, for the winter farmers market up here in Stevens Point. And we came across shrubs as really a quick fix for making cocktails when you're pregnant because they don't have alcohol in them. And that was how we fell in love with shrubs, was as an alcohol replacement, a way to still have a ritualistic drink in the evening, even though, you're not able to imbibe in the same way that you might otherwise. And we started to, Mindy actually started to make tons of different flavors. I was the one that was pregnant. She started to kind of go crazy with Wisconsin flavors, using all the bounty of the season. And we took them and started trialing them at the farmer's market, having people taste them. And, it was really interesting because it was a new product. People didn't know what they were. And so there was a lot of intrigue, at the farmer's market, there's a lot of jams, jellies, pickles, all those things. Yeah. But there were a lot of shrubs. And so it really was a place where we diversified. And so we knew we were kind of onto something by having a product that was special and unique. And so we found a co-packer to manufacture that, because we also knew we had small families, we had full-time jobs. We were going to need to be out in the marketplace telling people what Shrub was. So we automatically jumped into wholesale. We didn't actually sell at farmers market. We only ever sampled it there. And so now we realize that with the secondary product line being our canned sparkling Shrub, it's like we started as this small specialty food business, and now we realize we're a beverage business, and we don't really know how that happened.
Yeah, I don't think we addressed that we have 2 product lines. So we have our mixers, which is what I described with just the Shrub in the bottle. So that's a concentrate that you splash into things. And then we have our sparkling Shrub canned line. So it's a ready to drink mixed with sparkling water. You can just crack it open and enjoy it anywhere you want.
Okay, so for home or cooking, we've got a tablespoon that we can use with the one line, but on the go, if we're going to watch a music venue on a Friday night in the summer or whatever, then we can have that can. Ooh, perfect.
This is the bottle. And then I have to run outside to my garage to get a can really quick. But you guys are talking.
Awesome.
But yeah, you nailed it. So that's exactly the difference.
Perfect. And what year did you start this?
We started in August of 2018. So this August will be 5 years old.
Oh my gosh, congratulations. I love that. And I'm looking forward to seeing that other can. But let's keep going.
Yeah.
So what is the biggest way that you impact? Oh, there it is. Awesome. And that packaging is so cool.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely love it. It's artistic and it just catches your eye right away. Cool. What is the biggest way you impact the community?
So the way we source our ingredients is one of the ways we're most proud of impacting our community, and that is that we partner with a Wisconsin farm in every flavor we create. So we're working with we get our cherries from Door County, Sequest Orchard in Door County. We get our basil from Custer, Wisconsin, which is just down the road from us, from White Feather Organics, and the list goes on and on. So we prioritize how we make what flavors we choose to make by the ingredients we can source within our local communities.
That is so wonderful. Huge that you're doing that. Just a side question. What are the most popular flavors?
So our flagship flavors are the tart cherry, which is the Door County cherries, and it's juicy and fruity and just super refreshing and fun. And then our basil is our second bestseller, and that one is like summer in a bottle. It is bright. It is. What do we say? It's bright, refreshing, and
irritatingly likable.
irritating. That's what
I love it. Irritatingly likable. That's so great. That's catchy too. So through all of this, what is one challenge that you have faced over the past 5 years that other business owners could learn from?
One
for each of
you. The other, well, I mean, I think coming from the kitchen side of things, I think we've quickly learned that scaling recipes from your kitchen to manufacturer looks a lot different. When you're making a batch that is, just a bottle, the size of a bottle, the flavor is going to turn out very differently than when you're making 60 cases of that flavor. And so figuring out those ratios and then understanding also just like the manufacturing processes or the equipment that you need to create on those massive scales would be one of those challenges. And I think food businesses just generally, you usually start making it in your kitchen, no matter what you do. And then manufacturing is just a whole nother realm. And I could get into that like even more because it's about keeping ingredients on hand and having enough packaging and like just manufacturing the levels of difficulty or complexity that like it changes everything when you're trying to scale it.
Wow. I wouldn't have even thought of that. That's really, really interesting. Thank you for sharing that.
Mm-hmm.
Mindy, any challenges that you want to share?
Lane took mine, but I think I have another one because we've got many of challenges. So I think most recently, one of the lessons we've learned is I'm just going to use, you need to do what's right for your business, not just what the entrepreneurship world is telling you is the right path for your business. And I'm going to talk about it in the way of like public relations and advertising and things like that. We, for example, invested in an amazing PR company, and they did such good work for us. And we were in Vanity Fair and Food Network and USA Today, and we got all this amazing press. And in my mind, I thought that made it seem like we really made it in some regard, or that our sales were just going to skyrocket. And that was not the case at all. We didn't see much reward from that huge highlight. And I think the lesson there was, again, that just because it seems like you should be doing something doesn't necessarily mean you're going to get the same payoff as you would hope. And so you just need to do what's right for your size of business, and do what's working for you. And that doesn't have to be big and grandiose.
Sure. That's a great point. Congratulations on being on those things. I know it took a lot of hard work. I also know like it's an investment, like you said, and being vulnerable and sharing that is so huge. So thank you for sharing that. My next question, what does the future look like to Siren Shrub? And do you have an exit plan?
So the exit plan question is funny because it's been actually one of the hardest, or one of those questions that I think, like Mindy said, like you get asked a lot in entrepreneurship, and we didn't get into it as entrepreneurs. We didn't get into it as starters of things ready to just move out of it. We came into it with a passion and an interest in seeing it grow and having this collaborative ownership of something that could benefit people down the road. And so when we've thought about our business and our future, we've really thought about ourselves still at the helm, or feeling like if we were to sell it or if we were to do something like that, it would be an employee ownership model or something that isn't just about like growing and selling to PepsiCo. And it's never been about that for us.
Yeah.
Yeah. And instead it's about, figuring out what are the ways to grow this business in the most impactful ways, not about the cheapest ways. It's like we almost always do things the hard way, whether like we're learning and it's sometimes by choice and sometimes just because that's how you start. But sometimes it is by choice. Sourcing ingredients from local farms is not the easiest way to do it by any stretch of the imagination. And it's like, but that for us is where our values lie. And so I'll maybe let Mindy talk about the future, since I just kind of said the pieces of that exit plan or of our strategy for not really selling, but what we hope to see in the future is.
Yeah, we hope that the future is continued sustainable growth. We'd like to maybe get more hands-on with Siren Shrub in the making of our product. We'd like a brick and mortar someday. We'd like to be more rooted in our community in that way. I think we're like, we just the other day said, we're like the turtles, not the hare, but we're hoping that we can win this sustainable race and that we can create a lifestyle brand that supports us and some of our community members in employment in a collaborative way. So the future is lots more shrub flavors, sustainable growth. I hope friendship, like we still are best friends, and that's a good sign, and we'd like to continue that. And so, yeah, I think the future is clear and uncertain all at the same time.
That is beautiful. I love that you're sharing that. And I mean, you're in a community anyways. Stephen's Point is such a great community, that everybody supports each other. So I'm sure if you chose to do a brick and mortar there someday, you'd be really well supported anyways, especially since you even had the farmers market, experience. You asked people what they want, what they like, and coming back to that bigger, better brand that you've created has got to be something that people would definitely seek out too. So awesome. Well, my final question for each of you, because you both have to answer, is all subjects open. What inspires each of you most?
I think for me, it's our community wealth building model. And Lane has been one of my greatest teachers in this and what it means to give back and invest in your community and grow in a non-traditional way. I mean, we meet roadblock after roadblock and question after question about why we do the things that we do and make the choices that we make, and like being confronted with that, right? It's not an easy path. So you're constantly having to like internalize it and think about it. And I'm most proud of that part of our business, and that it is possible. It's hard, but it is possible.
Absolutely. I love that. And what about you, Lane?
Yeah, I think that what inspires me most is just being challenged to learn and know that like the answer is never clear and that you always kind of have to dig deeper and try to find it. But there is an answer, and even if it's just for a moment, right? And it's going to change, and being open to that and knowing that what is right now doesn't have to be what is a little while down the road, but we can make decisions and still change our minds and know that the winding path, while windy, is still going to get us to our destination. Yeah, even if, like Mindy said before, it's not always super clear.
There is confusion before clarity and breakdown before breakthrough, right? And that's something, and that's how we grow. So that's awesome. I love those answers. Thank you so much. Now, if someone wants to get in touch with you with Siren Shrub, if they want to distribute, if they want to learn more, what is the best way for them to connect with you too?
Easiest way is to visit our website, sirenshrubs.com. We've got wholesale information. We've got email there. You can shop on our website, and you can also find a retailer near you on our where to buy.
So great. And do you have any social media that people can follow?
Instagram,
Yes.
Facebook, all the channels.
Okay, cool. So they can see new inventions as you come up with them.
Yeah, and tons of recipes. Sorry, Lane.
Ooh,
Go ahead.
and recipes too. Awesome. Thank you so much, both of you, for sharing your business, your time. Congratulations, and keep on doing what you're doing.
Thank you so much for having us.
Yeah,
It's
thank
my
you.
pleasure. Yep. Take care. Bye.